Hello everyone, welcome to Tutors. Today we are going to start the 5th chapter in 9th standard biology, the fundamental units of life. So before going into the video, subscribe our channel if you haven't done that yet and also enable the bell icon for the further notification. We'll cover the following topics in this chapter, which are what is cell, cell theory, types of cell and their structural organization, types of organisms and cell organelles. So let's start with the first topic, what is cell? Cell is the basic, structural and functional unit of life and was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665 in a Koch's lice. Cell has its own independent existence which is necessary for life. So, there are two types of organism according to cell, which are unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms such as amoeba, chlamydomonas, paramecium and bacteria which are capable of independent existence, which you can see in the image given. And multicellular organisms are those where many cells group together in a single body and assume different function in it to form various body parts and have division of labor where different parts perform different functions. The next important topic is cell theory, which was proposed by two scientists, Schleiden and Schwann. The first point is the cell is the basic unit of life. Second, the cell comes from pre-existing cells. And third, all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The next topic is structural organization of a cell. There are three basic components which are plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. And all the activities take place inside the cell and the interactions of the cell with its environment are possible due to these features. As you can see in the figure, the first one is cell wall, the next one is plasma membrane and the inner surface is cytoplasm and the important part inside is the nucleus. So the first one is plasma membrane, which is also called as cell membrane. Plasma membrane is the outermost covering of the cell which separate contents from external environment. It is made up of organic molecules, hence it is flexible. It allows the entry and exit of only some materials, hence it is called as selectively permeable membrane. As you can see in the image given, this is the plasma membrane. And the outermost one is cell wall, which we will study in the further slide. As you know, water obeys the law of diffusion. The movement of water through selectively permeable membrane is called as osmosis. So what is osmosis? Osmosis is the passage of water from a region of high concentration water to a region of low concentration water. The movement of water across plasma membrane also affect the amount of substance in water. So there is an important question. What happens when an animal or plant cell is suspended in salt or sugar solution? Three things could happen, which is cell can either swell up or shrink or be in the same way. So the first one is hypotonic solution. That means if the medium surrounding the cell has higher concentration of water than the cell, that is, the cell will gain water by osmosis, that is, water enters the cell, hence the cell swells up. The next one is isotonic solution. Isotonic solution is a solution where the medium and the cell have same water concentration. So, there will be no net movement of water and the cell will stay in the same size. And the third one is hypertonic solution. That is, if the medium has lower concentration of water than the cell will lose water by osmosis, hence the cell shrinks. This is what happens when we put a mango in salt water. The mango shrinks. That is, the water inside the mango lose to the medium, hence the mango shrinks. As you can see in the figure given or the image given, in hypertonic solution, the shells shrink. In isotonic solution, the cell will remain in the same structure, and in hypotonic solution, the cell gets swollen up. The next one is cell wall. The important point to be noted in cell wall is that it is only present in a plant cell and is absent in animal cell, and it also lies outside the plasma membrane. Cell wall is composed of cellulose, which provides structural strength to plants, fungi and bacteria. So the next one is nucleus. As you can see in the image given, the marked one is the nucleus. Nucleus controls all the activities of the cell, hence it is called as brain of the cell. It has a double-layered covering called as nuclear membrane, and which has pores which allows transfer of material in and out of the cell, that is to cytoplasm. So this blue color given in this image is nuclear membrane, and those red ones are the nuclear pore. Nucleus contains chromosome visible as rod-shaped structures when it is about to divide. So in this image given, this is the chromosome, and these chromosomes contains informations for inheritance of features from parents to offspring in the form of DNA. So DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid. Nucleus also plays many vital functions such as helps in cellular reproduction, control all activities in cell by chemical activities. So the next one up is cytoplasm. As you can see in the image given, the marked one is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the fluid content inside the plasma membrane, and it also contains specialized organelles and helps in exchange of materials. Most importantly, cytoplasm is the site of metabolic pathways. So in the figure given, you can see the marked one is the cytoplasm, and it contains various specialized organelles. The next topic is types of cell. So types of cells are present on the basis of nuclear membrane and organelles present. So we have already seen what is nuclear membrane. That is, nuclear membrane is a double-layered covering present over nucleus. So types of cell, they are of two, which are eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. First we look into eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells have presence of true nucleus, presence of nuclear membrane, membrane-bound organelles are present, and those organisms with such cells are called as eukaryotes. For example, human beings have eukaryotic cell. The next one is prokaryotic cells. They are having no true nucleus, absence of nuclear membrane, membrane-bound organelles are absent, and those organisms with such cells are called as prokaryotes. For example, bacteria. So if you have any doubt regarding these topics, please put on in the comment box. So we'll continue our next session about cell organelles in our next video. Thank you.